Donald Trump is not a politician. He's a cancer on the soul of this nation. Every single ignorant, stupid, and disingenuous thing that has ever oozed from his mouth or his Truth Social or X account is not a gaffe. It's a deliberate assault on truth, reason, and democracy. When he stood in front of the world and suggested injecting bleach, he wasn't just being a moron. He was revealing a profound and dangerous contempt for science, for expertise, and for human life itself. He was willing to get people killed to feed his own ego, to push a narrative that made him feel powerful. A leader who would tell his own people to poison themselves to score political points is a leader who belongs in a fucking cell, not in the Oval Office. When he looked at a crowd of violent white supremacists in Charlottesville, Nazis with torches chanting, "Jews will not replace us," and said there were very fine people on both sides, he was not making a diplomatic error. He was telling us exactly who he is. He was giving aid and comfort to the enemies of America. He was spitting on the graves of every single soldier who ever fought and died to crush that ideology. There was no both sides, when one side is Nazism. That statement alone should have permanently disqualified him from any public office ever again. It was an act of moral treason. His entire social media existence was a fire hose of lies, a non-stop campaign to erode our shared reality until no one knows what to believe. He called the free press the enemy of the people, a phrase lifted directly from the playbook of every fucking dictator who ever lived. He attacked the judiciary, the intelligence agencies, the electoral process itself. He didn't just disagree with his opponents. He sought to delegitimize every single institution that stands in the way of his absolute power. That is not the behavior of a president. That is the blueprint of a tyrant. ICE, under his command, has become a weapon of terror, a modern-day Gestapo tasked with tearing families apart and instilling terror in immigrant communities. He wants to turn this agency into a personal police force, rounding up human beings like cattle based on their race and origin. This is not immigration policy, it is ethnic cleansing in slow motion. He wants to be a Nazi so fucking bad it's the only thing that seems to give his shriveled black heart a beat. He stands for the hatred of America because he despises everything America is supposed to stand for. He hates the rule of law because it applies to him. He hates the free press because it reports on his crimes. He hates the democratic process because it allows people to reject him. He hates diversity because he is a weak, pathetic man who is terrified of anyone who is not him. He is not a patriot. He is a parasite, feeding on the divisions and fears of the dumbest and most hateful among us. He is a 34-time convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, and a clear and present danger to the United States. He doesn't deserve to be on a ballot. He deserves to be in a fucking prison cell for the rest of his miserable, worthless life. To allow this man near the levers of power again is not just a political mistake, it's an act of national suicide. It is a betrayal of every principle, every sacrifice, and every ideal this country was founded on. He is the enemy within, and he must be defeated, humiliated, and crushed with extreme prejudice before he burns the entire fucking thing to the ground.